in low. Up on the putting surface it goes. Now scoots forward and rolls out towards the hole. And he's left himself a little knee knocker, but a good job. About 5 feet. Needs that to stay bogey free today and 10 under par.
To do, Dustin Johnson, the leader, in 60 seconds.
In the right rough, and he's just going to punch out here at number 7 and hit a low roller, and he wants it to hang in the fairway. And the fairway ends with the bunker that guards the front left of the screen. The ball stops in the first cut. So that was the safe play. That's what he had to do. He might have had 5 feet of height to deal with to get below those branches. So safe play. We'll see if make another up and down. He is our leader at -12.
Yeah, you're going to have some up and downs. There's no question about it. You're not going to every green. Sometimes people say, they think that 13 or 14 greens isn't a great ball striking day. But if you look at the stats, that's a really good ball striking day. So the short game is important. He's going to have to do that, Bill.
Now, Jon Rahm now, he is in the first cut, right side here at number 7, 148 yards. With a hole that's located front right. Spaniard plays away. And lands on the far left portion of the green. So not quite what he was looking for. That's going to be a long downhill putt for Jon Rahm. Looking for birdie. He did birdie the last. He's -9.
-9 still, right where he needs to be, but starting a couple strokes back, really can't afford to give up too much. Obviously, there's no cut this week with only 30 of the best players in the world here, so you do have the 4 days. But the big issue is going to be, I think, is Dustin Johnson going to stumble and make it easier for these guys? It doesn't appear to be that way so far here in round 1.
So far, DJ has not stumbled. Let's move up ahead and get to the back 9, Mark Carnevale.
A good tee shot here at the 433-yard par 4 first for Sunjay. I should say par 4 10th for Sunjay M. 133 uphill to a back center hole location. Wind a little bit off the right-hand side. Is that deliberate takeaway for him? Makes contact, ball high up into the air, working towards his back hole location. Lands just over a ridge and sits there. And it's going to be outside 20 feet for Sunjay M. Uphill birdie putt here at the 10th to try to get to 8 under par.
He has been rock solid today with 6 pars and 3 birdies on his opening 9. As you start this back 9, I think 10 is a birdieable hole. 11 the par 3, that hole gives players trouble. Then 12 is a birdieable hole. Then you get in a tough stretch of holes. So there's an ebb and flow in each 9 holes in this golf course. You got to take advantage of those holes that are a little bit easier, and he's playing one of them right now.
20 feet, Rory McIlroy for a much-needed birdie putt on the way, breaking left to right and in at 11 for McIlroy. So after 3 early ones, he made a couple of bogeys in that front 9. Early birdie on the back 9 for McIlroy to move to -5. Doug Bell?
Well, Earl Colin Morikawa is quietly going along. He bogeyed the very first hole to drop back to 4 under par, then birdied 6 and 7 to get back to 6 under par. And now at 8, he's just putting the ball in the green. He's got 13 feet for 3 in a row to get to 7 under. Colin Morikawa, 2-time winner this season on the PGA Tour. If somehow he comes on and wins this Tour Championship, he very well could lay claim to PGA Tour Player of the Year. Morikawa giving it one last look, and now just takes little tiny steps a little closer. Putter behind the ball. Left hand now in the grip with the right hand. Morikawa locks that head in position. And now the birdie putt on the way from 13 feet down at the hole, stretching, and just comes up a little short and to the right. So just a par for Colin Morikawa, but all in all, he's righted the ship, and he's 6 under par. Let's go to Bill Rosinski.
Well, back on the 3rd, Dustin Johnson made a nice up and down for par, trying to do the same here at 7, 93 feet away. Takes this wedge high into the air, lots of green to work with, and that ball comes up below the flag, and he's got a lengthy par putt coming up here, so he birdied the last to get to a dozen deep, fighting to stay there after missing the fairway right here at number 7.
Another good thing about that pitch, he might have liked it a little bit closer, but again, he's below the hole. A very straightforward putt to save the par, and he's looked so solid over the putters so far today.
Now John Rahm stepping in there. The win last week in that dramatic playoff over DJ. About this distance, maybe a longer putt that he made to win it, Bill.
Yeah, right in his wheelhouse here. 46 feet for John Rahm. He is in the upper left portion of the 7th green. And this is going to hit a ridge and start going downhill. Hits that ridge, down it comes, holding the line, trying to stretch, get there. You got the knee bend again. That still hasn't worked. That knee bend is over 3. But that was a pretty good roll. It will stay below the hole as it turned to the right. He's going to be in DJ's line, so I think John will mark, and that's what he will do. A little cleanup work left here to stay at -9.
Yeah, from his standpoint, John Rahm had to think that ball had a really good chance. Didn't break off to the very end of that lengthy putt. Still, beautifully judged with speed, just a little bit off with the line.
Back up ahead, back 9 at 10 now. Mark Carnevale, back to you.
From just outside 20 feet at the 10th, Sanjay M putting to this back hole location. It's a little bit uphill. We'll turn left to right the whole way as that ball is struck firmly, trying to hold its line, and just doesn't drop for Sanjay M. As that ball just misses to the right side, he will tap that in for his par. Sanjay M remains at 7 under with a par at 10.
And speaking of 7, back to 7, just outside 7 feet. Dustin Johnson grinding to try to make a par and avoid his first drop shot. Bill, back to you.
Yeah, and this is one of the prettier parts of this is a really good-looking golf course. It's old school, tree-lined, big pines on both sides of the fairways, and just a gorgeous look for the fans and the golfer and the broadcasters as well. And this is a spot where you look back, you got the big lake here, and you can see 15, 16 tee box, clubhouse way off in the distance on the right. And Dustin Johnson, again, has been doing his homework here. This is an uphill par putt. It's an 8-footer, and this is to stay at 12 under par. Remember, he teed off here, missed it way right, played it safe, just took his lumps and hoping for the second time in the first 7 holes to make an up and down for par. Putter blade back, through, ball up to the cup and in. Did it again. Nicely done. DJ stays at -12.
But when you watch Dustin Johnson play right now, there just doesn't seem to be a weakness. And yes, everybody's going to miss the occasional green, even the best player in the world. And when you can get it up and down pretty stress-free without having to chip it a foot, that just puts you at ease. Pretty impressive.
Up ahead, impressive. Good tee shot for Justin Thomas. Tough driving hole, Doug Bell.
Yeah, Earl, nice job by JT here, left side of the fairway. Now his second shot on the way. You got the lake left of this elevated green. He throws it right in the center. There's a big spine that runs down that green. He catches the spine, now moves the ball left and a little bit down the hill. And Justin Thomas will have a very good look. That's just outside 16 feet for a bounce-back birdie for Justin Thomas here at number 8.
You know, Doug, this whole location on 8 today reminds me of where it was the year that Billy Haas won, hitting that incredible shot out of the lake to the left hole location. Sometimes we'll see it back right. But any player, even Justin Thomas, has to respect there's only 4 steps from the hole location to the bank that takes you into the lake. So a lot of players coming up just to the right.
First par 3 in the back 9 is the 11th. Let's go there, Mark Carnevale.
Tee shot away at the par 3 11th for Sanjay M, 209 yards to a front right hole location. Deep bunker guards the front of this green, and this ball lands pin high left, catches a slope. That'll feed a little bit back down there, but that'll be a putt across the green from left to right for Sanjay M outside of 25 feet here at the 11th.
The next Cup points leader, Dustin Johnson, in strokes base scoring now for the final weekend. Started the day with a 2-shot lead. It's a 3-shot cushion right now for Dustin Johnson at -12 as PGA Tour radio coverage from the FedEx Cup playoff finale continues round 1 in Atlanta at the Tour Championship.
Ground is hard and the night is black over here by the railroad track, and I wish to the Lord that I was back in Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia, the home of the PGA Tour stop this week, the Tour Championship. Atlanta is home to the biggest drive-in restaurant in the world, operating since 1928. The Varsity covers 2 city blocks, can accommodate 600 cars. I think nowadays, as we battle back from the pandemic, it's about half that. And they've averaged 15,000 customers a day, twice as many on game days. The varsity is not that far from the campus of Georgia Tech, and it serves more Coca-Cola than any other restaurant in the world. T-ball's away here at number 8, the par 4. You got water on the left, so most tee shots kind of want to go right. And Dustin Johnson, for the second hole in a row, has missed the fairway right, and he's got one tree. It's not a big tree in front of him, but it will affect his shot to this green, especially with a left hole location. Meanwhile, John Rahm right on the edge of the first cut, but I think he has hit his first fairway today. So advantage for John here. Right now, DJ's 12 under, Rahm -9. They're playing the 8th here at Eastlake. Let's go up to the green and Doug Bell.
Here at number 8, Justin Thomas 17 feet away for what he hopes is a bounce-back birdie. He wiped off the face of that putter and now puts it behind the ball. His shadow cast off behind the ball as well. Rocking back and forth, settles in, and the stroke. Down the line it comes, downhill, picking up pace, moving from left to right, and turns right in front of the cup and off to the right. So close miss for Justin Thomas, who walks immediately up and will knock that into the bottom of the cup. 2-putt par for JT, and he stays at 9 under, heading to the par 3 ninth.
Yeah, heading to that difficult hole. He just played the hardest hole in the opening 9. That that 8th hole today is the second hardest hole in the opening 9, playing over par. And now he's going to head to the 232-yard uphill par 3 ninth, which is the 6th hardest hole. Tough stretch of holes on this golf course.
Let's head to 11, back 9, par 3, over 200 there. Mark Carnevale.
A lengthy birdie putt for Sanjay M here at the par 3 11th, 32 feet, putting across the green from left to right. Comes down a slight slope for about half of this putt. Then it'll flatten out a little bit as the ball now gets down to the bottom of that slope, out to the left, turning to the right, asking for it to stop as that ball scoots past the hole. So Sanjay M, some work left for par here at the 11th, and he is actually going to go up and tap this one in. Sanjay M will make par here at the 11th, and he will stay at 7 under.
Yeah, the good news, too, for Sung J M, he has not made a bogey today, a clean card, and got by the tough 11th hole. That's one of the more challenging holes on this 9. Now he's got 2 holes in a row where he can make up some ground. Before he heads to the longest par 4 in the entire golf course, that 14th hole today, par 4, 533 yards. Yes, it's downhill. The members play it as a par 5, but this week it is a difficult par 4.
Well, and we're starting to get scores now as the early groups finish up. The course playing a stroke average of 69.086. So in all, nearly a full shot under par today. You brought it up very early, Mark. You thought on the front 9 as the early groups were getting out there. There were runs. It was scoreable, and it seems like it is so far today. Bill Rosinski?
Well, Dustin Johnson, again, has hit a low punch. I talked about that tee shot being... He had one tree in front of him, and it's never a good sign when a golfer's in the crouch lining up his second shot from the right rough. So, again, he just plays out. And I didn't see where that ball ended up. I don't know if that stayed in the fairway or not, but it was another safe play for Dustin Johnson. Now, twice today he's been able to do that and make an up and down. We'll see where this one ended up. John Rahm will play next, still looking at his yardage book. We're at the 8th.
Yeah, that ball of Dustin Johnson's actually ended up in the right bunker, right side of the green. So he's going to have some work left, but he's got plenty of green to work with and put himself in a bad spot off the tee there. Just had no clear shot to the green.
And so DJ has some work. The leader, a little bit of a tough stretch here, just scrambling to get up and down as Rahm steps in, Bill.
Yeah, let's see what he can do with his first fairway that he hit today, and it came here at 8. So missed the first 6. And not a bad angle to go at this left hole location. Rahm is 1 under today, -9. And this ball lands just on the front of the putting surface. That was the right line. Need to stretch out a little bit more, but he's in the 20-foot range, 18 to 20. That'll be for birdie. Rahm's 9 under.
Up at 9, Colin Morikawa now for a birdie. This one from outside 20 feet. Ball rolling right to left and in. As Morikawa hits the gas going to the back 9. Started with a bogey at 1, but he birdies 3 of his final 4 to make the turn. In 233, 7 under for the Tour Championship now for the PGA champ, Colin Morikawa.
Yeah, that is a very hard hole to make birdie on, to make a 2 on this hole, and that's a great way to finish this opening 9.
And one of those players vying this week for possible PGA Tour Player of the Year honors, Doug Bell.
Justin Thomas now on the tee at the par 3 ninth, 232 yards, plays uphill and looks completely different without the grandstand surrounding this green. You can see the first tee, which you could never see before. A different look at East Lake without fans. JT gives it that pre-shot waggle where he looks at the club, then puts it behind the ball, and now the swing. JT looking to turn this over from right to left and does just that. One hop in front of the hole, rolls past the hole on the right side. Oh, well done. That comes to rest about 15 feet above the hole. Justin Thomas looking to get back to 10 under par here at the difficult par 3 ninth.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of the Tour Championship, the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, from historic East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. And as we do at the top and bottom of every hour in our live play-by-play coverage, time now for a leaderboard update presented by Titleist.
When it comes to more speed, more precision, and more consistency, it's either Titleist or it's not. Tee up the Pro V1 or Pro V1X and prove how good you can be. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. Dustin Johnson started the week with a 2-shot lead at the Tour Championship. It's up to 3 now, 12 under par, 3 up on just.
He'll have that putt to get to 8 under par as we go back to the 8th and Bill Rosinski.
Here at the 8th green, John Rahm, 22 feet away for birdie. Fairly straight putt, maybe goes downhill just a tad, flattens out the last 5 feet up to the cup, and well, you can see the disgust on his face as that missed off to the left. He just kind of stared out into the distance. And he's going to walk over and tap this in. That just missed off on the left-hand side. That's a 4 on the card here at 8. John Rahm remains -9.
Let's go up to Doug Bell at the 9th.
Justin Thomas has a 15-footer downhill for birdie to get to 10 under. Fast putt, but certainly manageable. Aiming outside right, the stroke sends it down the line, downhill, rolling at the hole, cuts right in front of the cup, and misses off to the left. So Justin Thomas really had it going. Missed a short birdie at 5 and 6, the bogey at 7, which was a 5-footer, by the way. But even still, he's 2 under for his hour 9, and he will head to number 10 at 9 under par.
And now back at 8, DJ for a par save, Bill.
Here at the 8th green, Dustin Johnson fighting for a 4. That would be a par. He's got 10 feet. And he saw John Rahm's putt kind of curl off to the left. A little good read there. Sends this up to the cup, and it lipped out. Hit the right edge and spun left. And DJ can't believe that didn't drop in. That is going to be the first bogey on the card for Dustin Johnson. So he will drop back to 11 under par. And this time missing the fairway cost him.
Yeah, he's missed several fairways to the right on these last 4 holes. And it wasn't for a lack of a good putt. That ball caught the high side of the hole, went well under, and did not stay in. But I think you're right, Bill. You got to blame the tee shot. Put it in a bad spot on a very difficult hole. Wasn't able to recover.
Let's go to number 12, Mark Carnival.
Yeah, 30 feet for Sanjay M here. It's uphill. Kind of a flat area on the left side, but it's uphill to that spot. This is going to be a slow putt, and we'll turn from his right to left as M gives that a good swat. That's working right to left towards the hole, and he buried it. Wow, what a birdie here at the 12th for Sanjay M. He's now 4 under for the day, and he moves to 8 under par for the tournament.
Man, that is a great hole to make a birdie on. Of course, all birdies are good, but that hole is, playing the 4th hardest hole on the golf course. So no question about it. That's the way to pick up ground. He's got one of the best rounds of the day going.
Well, 13, Rory McIlroy would love to find some birdies on the back 9. He's 2 under for the round, 4 birdies, a couple of bogeys on the front 9. So it's been a bit of an up-and-down day for McIlroy with 7 shots to make up on Dustin Johnson this week, stepping in just inside 20 feet for a birdie try at 13. Pretty good shot. He was over in the left-hand rough and scooted one through the edge of the bunker, got it up underneath the hole. Putt on the way gives it a firm wrap toward that cup, and he rolls it in. Caught the right edge, and it dropped. That's a really good birdie for McIlroy. 3 under for the round now. 6 under for the week for the defending FedEx Cup champ, Bill.
John Rahm, our winner a week ago on the tee. This is a 4-iron at the 9th, par 3. 232 big yards. Left edge hole location. Rahm lands this in the front of the green. That releases. That's a pretty shot by John Rahm. Going to be in the shade for this birdie putt. The sun will provide that recuse from the with the trees here. He's going to have maybe 15-footer downhill. Rahm is sitting at 9 under.
Interesting to watch John Rahm go to the left side of the tee on this uphill par 3 to a left hole location, clearly trying to see and shape the shot from right to left, which is what he did. Dustin Johnson's going to step in here a second. I'm anxious to see if he goes to the right side of the tee box, and even though the hole's to the left, sticks with that left to right. Back to you, Bill.
Well, let's see if DJ can bounce back. Usually when guys are playing, well, if they make a bogey, they come right back the next hole and circle on the card for birdie. DJ, I don't know if he pulled this or not. Doesn't seem to like it. That's fine. A little too much juice on it. It's going to land past the flag on the right and trickle into the rough behind the green. So we'll see what he can do from there. But right now, he's our leader at 11 under par. John Rahm will have a good, nice look here at 9 to try to get the double digits at -10.
What a great example there of two different styles of play. And John Rahm likes to work his driver from left to right off the tee, does it quite often. But with the iron there to a left hole, went to a right to left shape. Dustin Johnson went right to the right edge of the tee marker, even on this long hole with the long iron. Started at the left edge of the green and played his cut. He is sticking with that fade. And man, if you could eliminate half the golf course, that's a real advantage.
Well, Colin Morikawa has the only birdie of the day at 9. Just made that a few minutes ago, 22 feet. He follows up with a great shot into 10. He's inside 6 feet for a chance to tack on another one. And Morikawa with a great opportunity to move to -11 and get within 3 of DJ, who's in front. 11 under par on day 1 of Friday's start in Atlanta. PGA Tour radio coverage of the opening round of the FedEx Cup playoff finale, the Tour Championship. Leader to start the week, still the leader on day 1 at the Tour Championship at Eastlake Golf Club, Dustin Johnson. 2-shot lead to start this FedEx Cup playoff finale. It's a 2-shot lead as DJ plays the 9th hole, that tough, long par 3. Let's head out to Bill Rosinski.
And Dustin Johnson, after talking with his brother Austin on the bag, is now going to take a slow stroll from where his ball is behind the green and to this middle left hole location. Mark McCumber, how difficult is this next shot here at the par 3 for DJ?
I think it's one of the hardest par 3s we have in the country, to be quite honest, Bill. And this ball coming out of the rough, you've got to land it and have the right amount of spin. It's going to be fast. It's going to be sweeping, breaking from right to left. I think the biggest key is getting the speed. So, he's got to be sure what he's going to do, and he takes the same deliberate approach as he does over putts, Bill, as you've been watching.
Yeah, it's all about the commitment you make on the shot. This is what I want to do. And you got to believe in it. And he's been able to manufacture some pars out of trouble, except at 8, where he missed the fairway and paid the price, lipping out a 10-footer. Now from 48 feet, we're at the 9th, pops this on the putting surface, down the slope it goes, needs to turn to the left, and needs to stretch. Come on, golf ball, keep going. And still stays in the shadows, which means he's still got some work left here. So he kind of takes a swipe at the ground. That's about as best of an emotion you'll get out of DJ here. He's not in the house yet. He's got a par putt coming up. He doesn't want to lose 2 strokes in a row.
And no guarantees for a par there. Up ahead, Doug Bell.
Here at number 10, Colin Morikawa hit a gorgeous second shot just 5.5 feet away for another birdie. Aiming outside right. This should swing a little bit from right to left. Putter behind the ball. Morikawa freezes for a second and now takes it back, and the putt on the way in dead center for Colin Morikawa. The birdie at number 10 moves him to 8 under par. That's 4 birdies in his last 5 holes.
Well, we know how good this young player is, and he gets on a roll. He can go low, and he's making up ground. Dustin Johnson's giving everybody just a little bit of hope. Getting back to his chip shot that Bill was describing just moments ago, the one mistake is leaving it above the hole, Bill, so he's got a tough one coming up. He's going to have to wait a second for John Rahm to putt, but these are downhill, and you don't want to leave it above the hole. If you miss it, you want to be putting back up the hill, Bill.
All right, well, John Rahm, as you mentioned, will putt first here This is 21 feet downhill, should move left. And this to get the 10 under par. We're at the par 3 ninth. And a little less than 2 hours from their tee time. So cruising around here at East Lake, down the slope it goes. Needs to turn left, holding that line. Has a chance to go. No. All right. Not as much of a knee bend this time. That knee bend hasn't worked yet for John Rahm here, but he's going to tap that in. Just didn't have enough. That's a 3, so Rahm makes the turn 1 under for this round. He's -9.
Back to Doug Bell at 10.
Justin Thomas in the fairway on the left side here at the par 4 10th. 121 yards remaining. It is an uphill shot. It'll play more like 125. Wind is blowing from his left to right at an angle that is definitely not helping him. He brings it in low trajectory. This ball flies to the left center of the green, bounces once and stops. Justin Thomas outside 20 feet. That'll be for birdie to get back double digits and 10 under par.
Yeah, a very solid round today by Justin Thomas, trying to make a move on our leader, Dustin Johnson, and he's got a bit of work left still on his 9th hole, not to give the 2 shots to par that he gained, not to give them both back on the closing holes of the opening 9.
Yeah, over that green there, you have to be so defensive above the hole. DJ, I think, knew it right away that he popped it on the green pretty softly, that it wasn't going to get there. And, he's got basically the same length putt, another 10-footer to avoid back-to-back drop shots. You're right, Mark, and potential you lose all that early momentum that he gained with the quick birdies and all the fairways hit and all the greens hit. Suddenly a little struggle at 8 and 9 now for him, Bill.
And here we go, another 10-footer. This for par here at 9. Holds the line on the putt. That needs to turn. It did. And not going to drop. Well, the last 3 holes, here are the numbers. 8-footer, he made it for par. At 8, a 10-footer, he made bogey. And here at number 9, another 10-footer for par. That doesn't drop, so he's back to even, right where he started the Tour Championship at 10 under par.
Yeah, you got to put some of that credit to the fact that he missed all 3 of those greens. And these greens are beautiful. The course is in great condition, but in years past, I've seen the greens run out a little more than they are now. Now, they're saying the greens are stimping at 12. You wonder if they might speed them up a little bit, which isn't unusual as the week goes on. But right now, they're beautifully conditioned. But I think he thought the ball on 9, Dustin Johnson, that is, would run out more, and it just didn't.
Up ahead, back to Doug Bell.
Justin Thomas for birdie here at 10 from outside 20 feet. Putt rolls up to the hole, and it's in the jaws. And it needed just a little more oomph on that one. And he takes a swipe at it, knowing that he needs to hit it just a little harder. JT will walk right up, and he goes ahead and knocks that into the bottom of the cup. 2-putt par. That's 3 pars in a row, and he will stay at 9 under.
Yeah, want to take advantage of every opportunity. Wasn't able to get one there. The 10th hole today is not playing as easy as it has sometime in the past. It is the 6th hardest hole. And then the par 3 he's got coming up 11 is the 4th hardest hole. So it's a tough stretch of holes right there, 10 and 11.
Let's go to 13. Mark Carnevale, to you.
Earl, it was a missed fairway here at the par 4 13 for Sanjay M. Coming off that birdie back at the 12th that has him at 8 under, but had 118 yards and really just hit a pretty good shot to get to the front of the green. Didn't want to challenge the right-hand side. There were some trees in his line, had a big lip, so made the smart play, but now has 32 feet as he putts from the front center portion of this green to this front right hole location. 32 feet. Again, it's kind of across the slope and uphill at the same time, so this putt will have some left to right movement on this. This would get him to 9 under for the tournament. Settles in, looks at the line. Now slowly draws that putter back, makes contact, ball working its way towards the hole. He stands up as it works to the right and just misses. That was a pretty good effort from 32 feet for Sanjay M. He'll tap in for par. He remains 4 under for the day, 8 under for the tournament.
Still, that 4 under par is the best round of the day so far. There is 1 3 under par, Rory McIlroy. Sanjay M is really helping himself today, trying to catch up, get closer to our leader, Dustin Johnson. And Mark Leishman is also 4 under par, Abraham Answer. I don't want to leave those 2 guys out. So those are the better rounds we're seeing in round 1 here.
To Doug Bell.
Another solid tee shot for Colin Morikawa, one of the better ball strikers in the PGA Tour here at 11. Just 16 feet to go. It's a downhill left to right swinger. This to get to 9 under par. Morikawa slides that putter behind the ball. Gives it one last look, just stares down the hole, then slowly locks that head in position in the stroke. Down the slope it comes, making that turn towards the hole, and it will not go. It turned right in front of the cup and missed off to the right, so he walks right up, and Colin will finish off the 2-putt par, and he stays at 8 under par with a solid par here at 11.
Yeah, as is normally the case on a breaking putt, if it loses speed, the break increases, and that's exactly what happened for Colin Morikawa on that putt.
And Justin Thomas, looking for his second FedEx Cup title this weekend. He will play in there in 60 seconds. Every day.
The birdie hasn't had one since the 4th hole at the par 3 11th, 209 yards. Another gorgeous par 3. There's just a small bunker that guards the right front side of this green. Downhill tee shot. Green slopes from back to front. Justin Thomas launches that tee ball, watches intently. This ball moving from left to right, lands on the front middle of the green, then bounds forward. He's just past hole high left, around 14 feet or so. So Justin Thomas will have another really good look here at the par 3 11th.
Yes, he will. That right front hole location, not easy to get close to, but that's a pretty good shot by Thomas.
Well, and he's gotten close to Dustin Johnson. Has gotten it within 1 as DJ stumbles at 8-9, so he makes a turn even par. So his lead is down to 1 again, 10 under par over JT and John Rahm. That means a guy up ahead, Rory McIlroy, has made up a couple of shots on DJ with those bogeys. McIlroy, though, working hard at 14. This is a brutal par 4 today. 533. Rory hit a tee shot 350.
Now from 10 feet, Justin Thomas's birdie putt on the way here at 11. Down the slope it comes, and that is going to miss just above the hole on the left side. So Justin Thomas in the deep freeze right now as far as that putter. It'll be a 2-putt par, and he'll stay at 9 under, 4 pars in a row.
Yeah, Doug, you bring up an interesting comment about the mom being able to come out this week. This is an exception made. The last couple of weeks, you've been able to bring your spouse or your significant other. They can't come out for practice rounds. They can only come out during the tournament itself. This week, they made the addition to allowing any credentialed immediate family members. So there may be just a couple people you get to bring out, but still, this bubble that the PGA Tour has created so successfully, they're working very hard to maintain that. So even though they've increased it by just a bit for this week alone, so far, I'm hoping, selfishly, they do it in coming weeks, but they're trying to be very careful, and it's working well.
Fingers crossed. I mean, there's no doubt that, this has been a difficult time for all major sports. And the microscope has been on the PGA Tour right from the restart, and they've handled things well. So fingers crossed that hopefully you can keep getting more and more folks out to watch some golf, Bill.
And John Rahm has played a really nice shot. He opened the blade up. That ball's sitting down in the rough behind the green here at number 10. Hands on hips. He thought he was going to get a little bit more roll out of that putt. And so did I. He was 18 feet away. He's going to put a mark on this and still has a little bit of work left. That'll be to save his par and finish minus and stay at -9.
Well, that would be a great up and down, but you've got to mention that both Rahm and Dustin Johnson had trouble hitting this green on this short hole just because of the fact they both missed the fairway. That just emphasizes how important it is here to hit it in these Zoysia fairways. And when you do, you've got a tremendous advantage.
If Rahm can escape there with a par, I mean, that looked like a nasty spot that he ended up in. That couldn't see the ball. I mean, like you said, Mark, it jumped up and dove down. That's going to be a great escape for him. And, DJ still has to get up and down again. Bill?
Yeah, got the wedge out. Didn't go in the deep stuff. 13-footer just pops that onto the green, makes its way to the cup, and just goes by on the left. And he's studying that, about 3 feet coming back, so that'll be for par for DJ. But you got to start hitting fairways here, especially on this back 9. DJ trying to stay 10 under.
Yeah, that was from the second cut of fringe. As Bill said, it wasn't in the Bermuda rough. But still, it's the kind of chip that he thought he could hold. He tried to hold it. Now he's got just a little bit of work left, but he's been pretty good from the short ones. The two misses were more in the 10 to 12 foot range, but he needs to get back hitting fairways and greens to get back on the form we saw over the first 6 holes.
Even today for DJ. So with some good scoring already, we've had early round of 66 by Mark Leishman. Abraham Ancer just came in and just capped off a bogey-free round with an eagle at 18, 25-footer. So we've had a 64 on the board. Abraham Ancer, how about that? That's the way you make up shots on the FedEx Cup points leader. He's all the way to -7. Good start for him for the week. He needed it, Bill.
All right, John Rahm here at 10, 5-footer for an up-and-down par. Gives it a tap, and it goes in. One little turn, and that's all he needed. That's well done. That's a nice 4 on the card. He stays -9.
Yeah, that 64 just mentioned by Earl, by Abraham Ancer. What a score that is today. And if you wonder, how does that compare to the all-time best since we've been coming here? Well, Zach Johnson, who we have to give him kudos to him. He was picked as the Payne Stewart Award winner. That was presented to him on Tuesday night downtown Atlanta. And he is not in the field this year, but in past years he shot 60 here on this golf course. So nowhere near the course record, but 64 is a pretty good score.
Now still 4 feet left for Dustin Johnson, just inside of that. He steps in, puts the left hand on his right shoulder, kind of tucks that in. It's a routine he goes through. Should be a straightforward putt, par saver. 4 feet from DJ back and through and in. So a good up and down, a short little chip, ends the bogey run, and he stays 10 under, stays in front, -10. Doug Bell.
Here at number 12, Colin Morikawa's got 38 feet. It's an uphill putt, the hole cut in the back left-hand corner, and he's in the left front portion of the screen. Has to come up and over a little rise. Morikawa looking to get to 9 under par. Birdie try on the way, up and over that hill, now down towards the hole, and still comes up about 1.5 feet short. And he motions with his right hand. He knows that it needed just a little more. So Morikawa's going to stay 8 under. Let's go to Mark Carnevale.
Over here at the par 4 15th. Sungjae M missed the fairway right, has 206 yards from the right rough. Back left hole location. Would like to land this maybe 185 yards on the front edge and then just let it chase back. And lands on the front edge. That's going to chase towards the back edge of the green. That's a really good shot. That's going to get to the back, may come back a little bit, but even though that's outside 30 feet for Sungjae M, he's on the green here at the difficult par 4 14th. He'll have a birdie putt from outside 30 feet.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of the Tour Championship, the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, from historic East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. And as we do at the top and bottom of every hour in our live play-by-play coverage, time now for a leaderboard update brought to you by MasterCard. Tap and go with your MasterCard, the simple, secure way to pay.
Dustin Johnson, good up and down save at 10 to stay in front. Only a 1-shot lead for DJ on a Friday now. 10 under, was up by 3 at one point today with a couple of early birdies, but now with a stumble at 8-9, DJ back to 10 under, a 1-shot lead on John Rahm and Justin Thomas, who are tied for second, 9 under par. Sungjae M and Colin Morikawa having good days. 4 under for Sungjae, 3 under for Morikawa, and 8 under for them now, 2 shots back. Abraham Ancer just knocked in that 25-footer for eagle and a 64 at 18. Big jump for him, 6 under round, -7 for the week, and now 3 off the lead. And Rory McIlroy making up a little ground on the FedEx Cup points leader as well today. McIlroy started his week 7 back. He's 3 under through 15 and -6. Now 4 shots out of the lead. Let's go to Bill Rosinski.
And Dustin Johnson on the tee here at the par 3 11th, 209 yards, front right hole location. DJ has just come up a little bit short. It's going to miss the green and that's going to funnel down, and that is an interesting lie. There's a little moan area as the players walk up to the green, and that catches the edge of that and the cut of rough there. So, and also short-siding himself. We'll see what he can do. Dustin Johnson is 10 under par.
Yeah, took an aggressive line right there. He actually short-sided himself. You don't see him make that kind of mistake very often. Hanging on the edge of the green in French, but gravity took it down to the spot that Bill described. And this will be another very delicate little chip or pitch shot to try to get this up and down. Fourth green in a row that he has missed.
Back to you, Bill.
So after that nice up and down at 10, John Rahm first off the tee here at the par 3, 11th, 209 yards. And 11 up 4 from the right edge is the hole location. And the wind is going to help. Also an elevated tee. Rahm swings away, leaning a little bit to his left. And that lands hole high left. That's just fine. That is going to actually come a little bit closer to the hole. And he's inside 18 feet. That'll be for birdie for John Rahm at 11.
Yeah, that's the first step to find the green. I mentioned fourth. It's the fifth green in a row that Dustin Johnson has missed. The tale of two stories. Start right on frame, hitting everything where he wants to, hitting greens and fairways. Now he's missed 5 in a row.
Let's go to Doug Bell.
Early here at the par 4 12th, Justin Thomas hooked his tee shot over close to the tee box at number 11, so he was waiting for DJ and Rahm and had a lie where the ball was above his feet. Avoided the fairway bunker, throws it up to the middle of the green, gets a nice bounce, came out of that rough without any spin, and he's about 25 feet away for birdie. So a nice recovery for Justin Thomas. Let's go to Mark Carnevale.
Yeah, the second shot here at the 14th for Sanjay M. Found the back center portion of the green. It has 40 feet for birdie. The first part will move a little bit left, but it'll be mostly working from right to left once it gets towards the hole, as that ball is working its way down there. Now turning left, and that will not drop, but from that distance, pretty good effort for Sanjay M. Looks like he's going to tap this one in. Yeah, he's going to tap this in for par, and Sanjay M remains at 8 under with a par here at 14.
Yeah, still a very good round for Sanjay M. 4 under par for the day, moving his way now only just 2 shots out of the lead in this FedEx Cup race behind Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, things have tightened all of a sudden. It didn't take long, and it's not huge misses. It's just misses from Dustin Johnson, making it tough to make pars, Bill.
Game of inches. Here's a 26-foot chip shot. Oh, this is a good-looking shot by DJ, and it almost went in. Wow. I thought we were going to have a little round of applause here from some of the volunteers who are going to be wrapping up their activity here at 11. This is the last group coming through. DJ's just going to tap this in. That'll be a nice up and down for Dustin Johnson. He'll stay 10 under.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons Dustin Johnson has right now is number 1 in the world, number 1 in the FedEx Cup standings. Not only is he known for being a prodigious driver and a good driver of the ball and ball striker, that is great short game touch right there. Easy not to get this ball close, but he's turned a difficult up and down to an easy one, and he'll be able to walk off there with a par.
So the day starts, the week starts with 5 players, the top 5 in FedEx Cup points, separated by 5 shots atop the leaderboard. DJ right now with an even par round has opened the door a little bit. We have 10 players now within 5 shots of that FedEx Cup points lead and the potential to win the FedEx Cup midway through our opening round here on a Friday now, Mark. So things have tightened up. Let's go to Bill.
John Rahm now. He's been scouting this birdie try here at the 11, 17 feet. And boy, that was such a really good up and down he made at 10. This is a downhill putt, a lot of speed on this. And this would get him to tie Dustin Johnson at 10 under. Spaniard ready to go. Back and through. Down the slope it goes, making its way to the cup. Good looking putt. No. Now that knee bend, he went all the way down to the ground almost that time with the knees, and it still wouldn't drop. Just outside a foot here. He'll tap that in for par. He'll stay -9.
Yeah, this green is one of the reasons this 11th hole plays so difficult. It's got a lot of slope from back to front. That ball had to look awfully good for John Rahm there. At the last second, it just veered off to the front of the green.
Justin Thomas now to tie for the lead. Doug Bell.
From 25 feet, Justin Thomas uphill, right to left breaker here at 12. The stroke sends it on that path, making the move to the left, and it's going to nestle just outside the hole, maybe by 6 inches. Started making the turn, but played a little too much on the outside of the hole, so he will walk up, and it's a 2-putt par for Justin Thomas. He stays 9 under. That's 5 pars in a row.
To the 15th hole, one of the few birdie opportunities coming in. Mark Carnevale.
Earl, you staying on this tee? They're playing one of the forward tees today, and it looks like you could almost throw the ball onto the green, but it's 150 yards. What breeze there is mostly left to right. It occasionally turns back into the players, but really it's mostly left to right. This front hole location, obviously, short is not good, right is not good. You got plenty of green left and long, and Sanjay M at 4 under, coming off a good par back at 14. Now on the tee here at 15 to get a front right hole location. Ideally, maybe a little bit past the hole on the left-hand side. Him is 4 under for the day, 8 under for the tournament. Settles in now over the shot, draws the club back slowly. Now makes contact, starts this to the left side of the green, ball drifting to the right. That's right about pin high, and that's a good shot. That'll be inside 15 feet for Sanjay M, looking to get the 9 under here at the 15th.
This is one of the few architectural adjustments on this hole since last year's tournament anywhere on the golf course. They took out a couple of the beautiful pines that were here, which separated these tees, made for several small tees. They removed those and they combined some of those tees, and the back 2 tees are one larger tee area. It gives them a wider range of yardages, more versatility in where they can set the tees up. I think it's a really good change.
Well, that's a really good chance for Sungjae Im to get within 1 of Dustin Johnson, the leader right now, still even today, and 10 under for the week. DJ still the leader on a Friday. PGA Tour radio coverage of the FedEx Cup playoff finale continues round 1 in Atlanta at the Tour Championship.
Indeed.com/high impact. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Mike, Dish Network service technician. People call me the good news guy. I install TV's most powerful DVR, aka the Hopper. It holds 2,000 hours. You want that whole season? Record it. Oh, that one too? Why not? This DVR holds a ridiculous amount of TV. That is some seriously good news.
Whatever your passion, record up to 2,000 hours with Dish. Tuned in to you. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. To learn more, dial 1-844-CALL-DISH.
Next week, the season-long points race for the FedEx Cup begins anew with the Safeway Open from the North Course at Silverado Resort and Spa in Napa. Live play-by-play coverage begins next Thursday and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Remember, you can always listen free on a computer or mobile device at pgatour.com/live audio or via the Tour's official iPhone, iPad, and Android apps.
Introducing Titleist Tour Speed, where speed meets performance. The new multi-layer technology delivers the ball speed, distance, and short game control you need to play better. Faster than Callaway Chrome Soft, Bridgestone's Tour VRX, and TaylorMade Tour Response. Get new Titleist Tour Speed, or get left behind.
Here at 13, Colin Morikawa could not get out of the greenside bunker. He's just on top of the bunker in that shaggy grass about 16 feet away. This will be his 4th shot with the wedge. A little chop and pop stroke. Down to the green it comes, and it nestles down there about 3.5 feet. So he needs that for bogey. Colin Morikawa not in the hole yet. That is not a gimme what he has left.
It isn't, Doug, and it was really the unforced error out of the bunker that's put him in this predicament. A pretty straightforward bunker shot. He was quite dismayed when it barely got out of the bunker. So kind of a compounding an error to find the greenside bunker on the shortish hole, then not to hit a very good bunker shot. He'd love to get out of here right now with a bogey.
Well, the course is playing a shot under par, 68.9 today. The back 9 is playing half a shot, basically under par, but that doesn't tell the story. Most of that, all of that, and then some, has come at the par 5 18th. The rest of the back 9 is playing about a quarter shot over par right now. Not an easy stretch to finish, Bill.
Well, 139 second shot here at 12 for Jon Rahm. Another missed fairway, this time in the left fairway bunker. And not a great angle to this back left hole location. Plays this out to the right, and this is going to be a good play. That's a safe play, and outside 25 feet. That'll be for birdie for Jon Rahm. Safe play out of that bunker. Didn't get too overzealous with it. Right now he is 9 under.
Back to 13, Doug Bell.
Colin Morikawa now for a bogey here at 13 from 3.5 feet. Putter behind the ball. Bearing down. One last glance. And the stroke sends it up and into the center of the cup it goes. So Colin Morikawa drops a shot here at 13, and he falls back to 7 under par.
And back at 12, Bill Brzezinski again.
And Dustin Johnson playing quickly as he always does. He was ready to go after Rahm's ball landed on the green. He's also missed the fairway left, but in the rough. Plays this a little bit lower. It lands on the front of the green and releases. And again, a tough angle to go at this hole. Long birdie putt coming up for DJ.
Just 11 feet for McIlroy for a birdie at 16, and it hangs on the right edge and drops. So he was walking, and then he stopped, and now he can smile as he picks one out of the cup. Another birdie, 3 in the back 9 for McIlroy. He is 4 under today, and McIlroy making some noise. He's -7 now.
Yeah, that -7 has got him to within 3 shots. He did start walking early. I noticed the same thing because he thought it was going to break more. It didn't break as much as he thought, but because he had the weight dead to the hole, it was on the high side of the hole, and the gravity just turned it over. So very nice birdie on a hole that he has special memories of. Remember, one of the years when he won here, he holed out from the fairway to make that great run at the end, then went on to win in a playoff.
He was 7 shots out of the lead to start the day. Now just 3 back, Carney.
Sungjae M hit a beautiful tee shot in here to the par 3 15th. Is pin high 15 feet left of this front right hole location as he putts from left to right. Continues to roll. Kind of a miss hit there for Sungjae M. That ball never had a chance. He's got work left for his par to stay at 8 under here at the 15th.
I will make one observation, Earl. We've watched a lot of putts, a lot of golf shots so far today as we're in the latter part of this first round here, and I haven't seen a ball that's on the green hop yet. I mean, they're rolling perfectly true. So a lot of these putts we're describing, they're getting low of the line, aren't because of a bad bounce or something happening, just not hitting it on the line they wanted.
Bill Brzezinski to you again.
Now Jon Rahm now trying to knock in a 29-footer. This would be a good birdie here at 12 after putting it in the left fairway bunker. Been a struggle for John today, but only hit 1 fairway, but right now 1 under for the round. Starts this out to the left, uphill putt, needs to turn right, turn some more. Good-looking putt, and down into the middle. Jon Rahm, nice birdie putt here at 12, double digits, 10 under.
Well, maybe only momentarily, but he right now is tied with Dustin Johnson after that good birdie on the 12th here at East Lake Golf Club.
And Jon Rahm somehow cobbled it together in the front 9 when he couldn't hit a fairway. Would he hit 1 fairway in the front 9? And he only made 1 bogey. And now the reward is here, that birdie pickup with DJ stumbling on that front 9 at numbers 8 and 9 to make the turn after a couple of bogeys. We have a tie game, so it was a 3-shot lead early for DJ. Now we've got 2, Rahm and Dustin Johnson at -10.
You're right, and talking about hitting fairways, Dustin Johnson has missed his last 4 fairways, and a little bit of the problem that I see, the first 2 he missed, 7 and 8 were to the right. The last 2, 10 and 12, have been to the left. So hasn't quite figured out yet what adjustment to get back to the way he was driving it early in the round.
Well, DJ has been caught for the first time this week, Bill.
Yep, this is 27 feet uphill. We'll move to his right. Austin, his caddy, pointed to a ball about 2 balls outside left. Up to the cup, good-looking line. I think he's made it. Yes, sir. Good putt by DJ. He answers Jon Rahm. So Dustin now back to 1 under today and -11 atop the leaderboard.
So we talked about he was only caught for a second. Officially, it'll still be as if he was never caught, because once they both completed the same amount of golf, he's got that 1-shot lead. Earl, I think that's a very big putt early in this tournament for DJ to answer right there.
Let's go to Doug Bell.
Justin Thomas uphill approach now at 13 from 116 yards, left center of the fairway. JT's been driving the ball well and hitting some great iron shots. Strokes gained tee to green. He's always one of the leaders on the PGA Tour Here comes the second shot on the way, right on line, one hop in front of the hole and stops. He'll have an uphill putt around 10 feet, trying to get to 10 under par. Justin Thomas.
10-footer below the hole uphill. He couldn't ask for a better spot.
Yeah, it's 10 for 10 for Justin Thomas trying to join John Rahm back in a share of second, with Rahm for a brief few seconds catching Dustin Johnson, who knocked in his birdie right on top of John Rahm, and that was a much-needed birdie for DJ, and a long-distance one outside 25 feet to get the lead back, minus 11. So it's DJ by 1 with Thomas 2 behind, Sung Jae Im 3 shots back, and Abraham Answer made the big move today, eagled at 18th to shoot 64, and that's what I'm looking at with McIlroy, who's at 7 under now, playing as well as anyone has that early stretch on the back nine so far, Mark, and you get to finish on that par 5, which is obviously reachable and gettable today with already an eagle there.
Yeah, it is. You have the easier finish. Even the 17th hole is a very reachable, a very short par 4, just a 3-wood wedge into that hole. So if you hit good tee shots on 17 and 18, you're opening yourself up for the possibility of making a birdie eagle finish. We saw Abraham Answer make eagle moments ago to shoot that beautiful 664. So getting through, holes 14 and 15 and 16 even at times, and then you've got a great chance on the last 2.
And the 2017 FedEx Cup champion Justin Thomas a chance to get within 1 of the lead in 60 seconds.
Taking aim now from 11 feet here at 13. This will be his first birdie since the 4th hole. This would get him to double digits. It's an uphill putt that'll swing from left to right. The stroke sends it on the way at the hole and cuts right in front of the cup and misses right. Well, he snake bit for the moment with his putter that has been really the bugaboo throughout the playoffs. Very inconsistent. And he will knock that in 2-putt par. He stays at 9 under, 6 consecutive pars.
Well, he's certainly holding a lot of putts this year and maybe held him back a little bit in the playoffs, but he's right where he needs to be. He knows how to play this golf course. He's got the horsepower at any moment to really go low, but disappointing not to make that one.
Yeah, and for Justin Thomas, look, he's one of those before the shutdown, after the shutdown. It's been pretty consistent for him. He was number 2 in FedEx Cup points entering the return to golf back in mid-June. Picked up that, gets that win, and, Justin Thomas, the World Golf Championships win, FedEx St. Jude Invitational, came in this week number 3 on the leaderboard, number 3 in FedEx Cup points, Mark Carnevale.
A mistake here at the uphill par 4 16th for Sung Jae Im. This is a little dog leg from right to left. Sung Jae Im hit it down the left-hand side, found the rough, and was too close to a large grove of trees to even take on the flagstick or even the green. He had to punch it out to the right. He is in the fairway, but Sung Jae Im's going to have about 120 yards left in for his 3rd here at the 16th. Sung Jae Im currently at 8 under par.
Yeah, that 16th hole Carney's describing, if you go left and get in that Bermuda near those big trees, you have no play. If you're going to miss the fairway, and I recommend you don't, missing on the right side opens up that green to you. Big elevated green guarded by a deep bunker on the left side of the green.
And talking about FedEx Cup points, it's easy to forget that it was not a good year for Dustin Johnson pre-shutdown. At the Players' Championship, he came back to return to golf. Dustin Johnson was 111th in FedEx Cup points. The season really not going anywhere for him, and obviously he catches fire here late. The runner-up of the PGA Championship, Travelers' Championship win, and the win in the first FedEx Cup playoff event a couple of weeks ago at the Northern Trust. So DJ went up 110 spots over this last, 2.5 months or so since the return to golf in mid-June. In fact, of the 30 who made it here, 27 of those who made the Tour Championship were inside the top 50 coming back to play.
There we go out to the 17th. Rory McIlroy looking intently as his short iron to the 17th green from the right rough lands just on the front of the green and trickles up to hole high just inside of 20 feet. He'll have an uphill putt with a great chance to make another birdie, back-to-back birdies.
Well, he started out today, hit a 330-yard blast off the tee at 1, put it inside 10 feet, made a birdie. And he was kind of off and running. A couple of bogeys on the front 9. He was down to 1 under par at the turn. Now on this back 9, 3 birdies so far. And that's another great look. I mean, just outside 12 feet at the 17th. And you've got a par 5 to finish. It's been Pretty good day so far for the defending FedEx Cup champ, Rory McIlroy, making up a lot of ground already on day one.
Yeah, he'll finish off the day if he can make birdie here in the last. It'll be a great 64, tie the low round of the day, and put him right where he needs to be.
Final group 13, Bill.
Yeah, John Rahm's second fairway today, and it comes here at 13. Good tee shot down the left side of the fairway. He's only got 118 yards, and the flag is located 11 up and 4 from the right. Wind coming from the golfer's right. And there's been a little bit of a factor today, 10 to 15 out of the northwest. Slightly uphill shot for the second as Rahm holds that follow through, and that lands just shy of the flag stick. That's in the 10-foot range, maybe 12. That's an uphill putt, makeable for John Rahm, trying for back-to-back birdies. He's 10 under.
You know, the thing I can't help but to mention, the theme that I see with these really great players who are at the top of the FedEx Cup standings, who are playing in this last couple groups, when they make mistakes or when they miss in the right spots. That was a short iron. He may have been taking dead aim, but where does he favor? Out to the center part of the green, not short-siding himself. Doesn't happen very often with these guys, and that's one of the keys to playing really great golf.
Well, another fairway missed for Dustin Johnson. What's his 5 in a row now for him, Bill?
Yeah, not good. And, was able to scramble a few times early in the round to make pars, but stumbled at 8. And again at 9, missing the green. Got some tree issues here from the right rough, just praying a low runner. This is going to turn out okay. Lands on the very front of the green after making its way through the closely mown area, that little runway, as the fairway closed. And that's a great shot for Dustin Johnson. He had 90 yards, but once again, he had to manufacture something with those tree limbs in front of him. And he's got about 10 feet for birdie.
That was absolutely outstanding. I mean, deep rough, ball sitting down, tree in his way, and he kind of chopped it out, landed it in the fairway, was able to judge perfectly that ball gets inside of John Rahm's. Again, there's a reason why he's number one in the world and number one on the FedEx Cup standings. These guys really are great, and it's really fun to see them use their imagination when they put it out of play, what they've got to do. Sometimes the great players focus better when they've got to hit just one shot and don't have the options.
Well, he needed something good to happen there. He's got players making moves on him, including Rory McIlroy up ahead, the reigning FedEx Cup champ, looking for another birdie in 60 seconds.
17th after a good approach shot. Rory McIlroy 12 feet, just a little short and left of this front right hole location. This is downhill, going to turn to the right as that putts away. Rory holds the finish, ball down to the cup and in. That's back-to-back birdies for Rory McIlroy. That's his 7th birdie of the day. This one here at 17 takes him to 8 under par.
Man, oh man, what a good time to do that. Rory McIlroy's had one heck of a day. That is his 6th birdie of the day. Actually, his 7th birdie of the day to go with the 2 bogeys. So he's now heading to the 18th hole with a very realistic chance to tie for the low round of the day. And if he were to make eagle, it would be 63 in the opening round here at East Lake Golf Club.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of the Tour Championship, the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, from historic East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. And as we do at the top and bottom of every hour in our live play-by-play coverage, time now for a leaderboard update presented by Titleist.
When it comes to more speed, more precision, and more consistency, it's either Titleist or it's not. Tee up the Pro V1 or Pro V1X and prove how good you can be. Titleist, the number 1 ball in golf. Well, DJ and John Rahm paired together for a 2nd straight day. They finished things up last week at the BMW Championship side by side. On Sunday, the playoff win by Rahm, and now here on Friday, a chance for John Rahm again to tie for the lead. Bill Rosinski.
John Rahm, makeable birdie putt, uphill 13-footer here at 13. This to get to 11 under par. Sends this up the slope to the cup and buries it. Back-to-back birdies for John Rahm, starting to pick up some steam here on the backside. He's to 11 under.
2nd straight hole, he's been able to tie DJ, so Dustin Johnson, John Rahm share the lead, minus 11. Justin Thomas 2 back. At 9 under par, Rory McIlroy, this great back 9, 5 under now, but par 5 18th coming up, he's 8 under. And 3 shots back then at minus 7, Sung Jae Im, Colin Morikawa, and Abraham Answer, who right now has the low round of the day with a 6 under 64. Those 3 are tied for 5th, 7 under. Mark Carnevale.
The local IQ series, an alternative for players impacted by this year's canceled seasons on the PGA Tour's 3 international tours, was just down the road in Alabama this week for the Invitational at Auburn University Club, just an hour and a half southwest of us here in Atlanta. Cooper Musselman claimed the title Thursday with a par on the 4th hole of a sudden death playoff over fellow American Bryson Nimmer. Musselman also picked up 500 Race to the Bahamas points, with 2-time winner Nimmer holding a comfortable lead in those standings through 4 events.
The path to the PGA Tour, the Corn Ferry Tour in Central Illinois this week. Lincoln Land Championship presented by LRS there at Panther Creek Country Club in Springfield. Charlie Saxon, who shot 61 in the opening round, still in the lead. 15 under par 3 up on Vincent Whaley. Saxon's at 15 under par. Whaley solo second, minus 12 and 3 shots back. Well, can Dustin Johnson answer Jon Rahm again? He did back at 12. He needs it again at 13 to move back in front, Bill.
Now Dustin Johnson now trying to answer his playing partner, Jon Rahm. This is a 10-footer uphill. And we'll move a little tad to his right. Back-to-back birdies possible here to the cup, dead center. He walked it home. Dustin Johnson now riding the ship. Back-to-back birdies for him. He's a dozen deep.
It looks like a repeat performance from the last hole. They are now pushing each other. That often happens in golf. You know, one player makes one, another one answers, and all of a sudden these guys who are at the lead, top of this leaderboard, are showing why.
They start the week 1-2 in FedEx Cup points, still 1-2 in the leaderboard. They must love playing side by side. They could do it again tomorrow if it stays like this. DJ edges his way back in front by 1 now, minus 12. Doug Bell.
Earl, pretty exciting leaderboard here on the first day, isn't it? Out here at the par 4 14th, Justin Thomas was in the first cut over the left side, and he and Jim Bones and Mackay debated whether, what club to hit. And it flew out of there, and this rolled all the way through the back of the green up on the collar, and he's outside 40 feet. It'll be a long birdie try coming up for Justin Thomas, who's 9 under.
Now we go back up to the other end of the hole from the left side of the tee. Jon Rahm, the driver, obviously going to the left side, is going to hit a draw here. Taking his waggles, quick pace to it, another waggle, regrips again, a further waggle. One more final waggle, standing over it a little bit longer than normal. As I mentioned earlier, takes a mighty slash at it. He's looking anxiously as if maybe he's overdone it to the left. The ball is high in the air. This is an elevated tee. That ball lands in the left edge of the fairway. He cannot see it from the tee, and that's going to be just fine where it is.
Well, he straightened things out after missing a bunch of fairways, only hitting one early. I mean, these two have had polar opposite days. DJ hit his first 4 out of 5, and now he can't hit one. He's missed 5 in a row, and suddenly Jon Rahm's hitting fairways. 18, Rory McIlroy, big par 5 for him to finish off a big back 9. Is headed up the left-hand side at this par 5. Will it hang in there? Oh, that's a bomb by McIlroy. That may be too far. That went through the fairway. And there's water over there where I've got a bad angle seeing it from the fairway side. I'm hoping that ball stayed up. That was too good a drive for Rory McIlroy. Man, what a blast up the left-hand side. Mark, I'm looking at it. That's got to be, 360, 370 plus off the tee there.
Yeah, that ball has found the hazard, I believe, for sure on the downslope. Now, Dustin Johnson from the right edge of the tee on the 14th tee playing his fate. He, too, is looking anxiously as if the ball's not cutting enough. He has missed 5 straight fairways. This ball lands in the left edge and goes just past Jon Rahm's ball and just missed the fairway by an inch, but that's going to be fine. In the first cut, a tight rough, he's going to be just fine right there. Getting back to Rory's, there's a dogleg left there, and he hits it so far he can carry the corner, and he just hit it too far, Earl. I mean, there's a possibility it's not in the water, but I don't think he's going to have much of a play, and I think it may have gotten all the way into the water. He's going to be shocked when he finds that out.
I mean, that would be heartbreaking to hit such a good drive and have it end up in the water. What do you think, Mark Carnevale?
It is not in the water, Earl. It's about 3 yards too long, though, because it is in the thick rough. It's on a downslope. He'll be able to advance it. There is that penalty area in front of him that goes for about 35, 40 yards, but a little unlucky there. But he will be able to advance it, and knowing Rory McIlroy, he might be strong enough even to get it all the way to the green.
Hey, Carney, a quick question. He's on the downslope. Is it in the penalty area? Is it inside the yellow or red line, whatever that's marked?
No, there's about almost 8 yards of rough between the penalty area line and the fairway, and he is probably only a yard into the rough. But again, it's on a downslope.
Okay, that'll be the hard thing, the downslope, trying to elevate it, but this is back to an elevated green. But my, oh my, Garn, that's one of the longest drives I've ever seen in all the years coming here.
It's one heck of a break, too, for that ball. Stay up, Doug Bell.
Justin Thomas outside 40 feet from the collar in the back of the green here at 14. Will use his putter. Giving it one last glance. Just trying to nestle it down there, maybe inside 3 feet. That would be a good move. Here comes the play inside 10 feet, inside 5 feet at the hole. How about in the bottom for Justin Thomas? Open the lid and he pours it in. JT waves over at mom and dad who are clapping. He moves to 10 under par with a long birdie putt. All smiles for JT here at 14.
That is absolutely like stealing to make a birdie on this hole. Never mind the fact that